He said he was working late until I saw his car at my best friend's house. That night began like every other night. The sky was calm, the street lights painted soft gold lines on the road, and I was sitting in our living room waiting for my husband, David. He had called around 6:45 p.m. "Babe, don't wait up," he said, his voice calm and confident. "There's a lot to finish at the office tonight. We might be here till late." I smiled. "Okay, just don't overwork yourself," I replied. "You know how you get headaches when you stay too long." He laughed softly. "Don't worry, I'll be fine, love you." He hung up and I went back to making dinner, rice and stew, his favorite. I even packed some in a food flask, thinking he might be hungry when he returned. But as the hours passed, something inside me grew uneasy. Maybe it was woman's intuition, maybe it was the quietness in the air. By 9:30 p.m., his phone was off. Not busy, not ringing, just off. I tried not to panic. Maybe his battery died, maybe he was driving, but my heart wouldn't calm down. I picked up my phone and called Anita, my best friend. We'd known each other since secondary school. She was the only person I trusted with everything, my secrets, my fears, even my marriage problems. She answered on the second ring. "Hey babe," she said, sounding slightly distracted. "Hi, are you at home?" I asked. "Yes, why?" she replied quickly. "Nothing serious. I just wanted to stop by and talk. I can't sleep." "Ah, don't bother, dear," she said, her voice a little nervous. "I'm not really feeling too well tonight. Maybe tomorrow." I said okay and hung up. But something about her tone didn't sit right. I sat there for another 10 minutes, staring at the food on the table untouched. Then, without really thinking, I grabbed my car keys and drove out. I told myself I was just going to drive past David's office. Maybe I would see his car, maybe I would feel better. The road was quiet and the city lights looked blurry through my tears. When I got to his office building, the parking lot was nearly empty. His black Toyota Corolla wasn't there. That's when my heart began to race. I turned around and drove toward Anita's street, not because I suspected anything, but because her place wasn't far from there. I told myself I'll just check on her, drop the food off, and come back home. But as soon as I turned into her street, I saw it. His car, parked right in front of her gate. My chest tightened, my hands trembled on the steering wheel. Maybe she borrowed it, I told myself. Maybe it's just coincidence. I parked a little distance away, my headlights off. The night was silent, except for the sound of my own heartbeat. Then I saw movement behind her curtain, a shadow, then laughter, then the curtain moved again. It was him, David, my husband, sitting comfortably on Anita's couch holding a glass of wine. Anita walked in wearing a short silk robe, the same one I had once bought her as a birthday gift. She sat next to him and leaned her head on his shoulder. They laughed, he whispered something into her ear, and she smiled the kind of smile she used to smile at me when we were still newlyweds. I felt my whole world collapse in that moment. The two people I trusted most together. I didn't knock, I didn't shout, I didn't even cry. I just sat there frozen, staring through my windshield as tears rolled down my face silently. I wanted to scream, but no sound came out. My body shook, but my mind was numb. How long had it been going on? All those nights he said he was working late, all the times Anita said she was busy. Was I really that blind? I drove home slowly that night, like someone carrying the weight of a broken world. The food on the table was still warm. I looked at it and realized I had cooked for a man who was dining with betrayal. I went to bed without changing clothes. I didn't even cry that much. I think my tears refused to fall because my heart was already empty. The next morning, David came home around 6 a.m. He smelled like perfume, not mine. He looked tired but calm. "Morning, babe," he said casually, avoiding my eyes. Work was crazy. I crashed at the office couch for a while. I just looked at him. I didn't say a word. He went to take a shower, and while he was in there, I packed my bags, slowly, silently. Clothes, documents, a few pictures. Before I left, I wrote a short note and placed it on the kitchen table. "You said you were working late. I hope it was worth it." I took one last look at the house we built together, the pictures, the memories, the laughter that now felt like lies, and I walked away. For the next few weeks, my phone kept ringing. He called, Anita called, even his mother called. I didn't answer. I couldn't. Eventually, he sent a long message. "It was a mistake. I didn't mean to hurt you. It just happened." But betrayal doesn't just happen. It's a choice, and once that choice is made, there's no going back. It's been 3 months now. I've moved to a new apartment, I've started therapy, I even enrolled in a fashion class, something I'd always wanted to do but kept postponing. Healing is slow, but it's real. Some nights, I still think about that moment, seeing his car, seeing them together. But I've learned something powerful. Sometimes, God lets you see the truth, not to break you, but to free you. Because love shouldn't hurt like that. Love shouldn't make you question your worth. And no matter how much you've been broken, you can rise again. So, to every woman or man who has been betrayed, don't waste your tears on people who don't deserve them. You are not weak for loving. You are strong for walking away. And one day, the same heart that was shattered will beat again, stronger, wiser, and free. Break heart. Moral of the story: when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Betrayal is painful, but peace is priceless. Never chase people who don't value your trust. Your healing is your victory.